cracking your neck or back? Is it good for you? Why isn't it good for you? If it's not good for you, what's the difference between me cracking it and a chiropractor cracking it? So if you could actually just comment below, yes, I do, or no, I don't, just so I can get an idea out there how many people actually crack their own back, crack their own neck. Okay. So when we were in California and I was taking care of the Marines at the Naval Hospital for the 2 or 3 years that I was doing that, this was a daily conversation I would have with the Marines because they crack their backs a ton. Just because they have a lot of back issues, right? So you think, oh, I have back pain, I need to crack. Okay, it relieves the pain for a little bit, so it's all good. So it's helping, obviously, if it's relieving the pain, that's what I need, is just a little crack, and it'll be good, right? The other thing I see a lot of athletes do is the first thing they do when they get to the gym, is they go in and they roll their back out, right? They just take the foam roller up and down their back to get all those cracks and get things moving the way they want it to, and they feel better, right? So, but that's not actually helping the situation. Cracking your own back and cracking your own neck is actually making things worse. Okay, and let me explain why that is. So you have your vertebrae here, right? So this is one vertebrae, this is another vertebrae. Okay, so what happens is when they misalign truly and subluxate, one vertebrae is going to shift backwards and it's going to get stuck, okay? So you have these vertebrae above and below this stuck vertebrae, right? So you have one up here, one down here. So what's happening is this vertebrae stuck and not moving, and then all of a sudden I can crack it, it popped, right? So the ones that are popping are actually this one down below it and the ones up above it, okay? And the ones down below it, right? So what happens is over time, these that are already moving begin to move too much because you're popping it and cracking it. And once you start doing it, you have to do it more frequently. Okay, if anybody's ever cracked their neck, they started out doing it maybe once a week, and then it went to every day. You know, every morning it feels so much better when I get up and crack my hips. And then it comes to multiple times a day. Then it becomes to, 6 or 7 times a day. Then lots of times it gets to I have to crack my back or neck every hour. Otherwise, it is hurting a lot. So that is the reason that cracking your neck and cracking your back is not good for you. Because vertebrae that are already moving start to move too much. Ligaments get stretched out. Muscles don't hold things where they're supposed to because everything's just loosey-goosey. And that's what it tends to happen. Okay, so when I have this conversation with patients, you're not going to get better unless you stop cracking your back and neck. And it sounds blunt and it sounds harsh, but people will not get better and you will only get worse if you're cracking your back and neck by yourself. Okay, because of that reason, because you never address the problem, which is this vertebrae that's not moving. Okay, the difference between you cracking it and us cracking it, I'll just use that for one time only, is the fact that we're actually specifically adjusting this vertebrae the way it needs to go, because it'll come backwards, it'll tilt, it'll turn, all those things. It'll do all those little 3-dimensionals because we live in a 3-dimensional world. So what we do is we push that vertebrae back and turn it the way it needs to go, specifically. So we're getting the vertebrae moving that is stuck and not moving, okay? What this does is it allows your body to return to normal function because the vertebrae are just like gears that work together, right? Okay, and if one's out of place, they grind and they cause all kinds of problems. So us putting them back together allows them to work the way they're supposed to, allows your body and your nervous system to function the way that it's supposed to, and those things. So that's the difference. Right? And the other thing is our intention behind our adjustments is to return your body to wholeness, right? It isn't just simply, it popped. Oh, I feel so much better, right? The purpose behind the adjustment and our crack is to return that body to wholeness. So the intention is completely different than what you're doing it for. So that's really what's going on when you're cracking your back and cracking your neck. cracking your back and cracking your neck. If you're doing it, whatever, that's your choice. But I'm just telling you, you are not going to get better until you stop doing it, until you go and see somebody that's going to help that vertebrae that's not moving and is causing the reason that you feel like you need to pop your back and neck. Because if you feel like you need to pop it, there's something wrong. Period. No questions after that. It is as simple as that. If you're popping your back and neck, you need to go see a chiropractor because something is not working correct. Okay. We would love to be able to be the ones to help you through that if that's what you need and that's what you want. I don't really care where you're going. Just go to somebody that's going to address the problem. And the problem isn't just us moving everything and us adjusting everything. The thing that chiropractors have to do is they have to be specific to the vertebrae that is stuck and not moving. It is not simply a go in and adjust everything like a lot of the area chiropractors do. So you don't just go in and move everything and you're good, right? It's got to be specific. Otherwise, they're adding to the problem, just like I talked about. Moving bones that are already